Hi, everyone. Welcome to Smile Train's 9 Reasons to Smile Global Virtual Celebration. It's so great to be with you today. My name is Pamela Sheeran, and I've been working at Smile Train for a little more than a decade, and I've loved every moment of it. I specifically work on the programs team, which means that I have the honor of working with Smile Train's global field team, also with our global local partner hospitals, the local medical professionals, and best of all the families and the children affected by cleft lip and palate. So it's great to be here with you today again. And I specifically work, though, on, in the programs team, our comprehensive cleft care programs. And that means that, yes, Smile Train is focused on ensuring safe, high-quality surgery for every child born with a cleft. But also, we want to make sure they have access to comprehensive cleft care services, such as nutritional services, speech therapy, orthodontics, oral health, and psychosocial support programs. So that's what I've had the honor of being able to work on. And that's what a little bit about which leads into our celebration for today. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to also introduce my co-host and my colleague, Grace Peters. Grace?
Thank you, Pam. My name is Grace Peters, and I am a programs associate at Smile Train. I've been working at Smile Train since I graduated from undergrad last year. And it's been really special to me to be here and working for Smile Train because my family and I have been supporting Smile Train since I was really little. And so now working with our Smile Train programs team and with comprehensive cleft care programs, it's amazing to see firsthand how special Smile Train is. And since I started just a few months ago, my favorite project that I have helped develop and create has been the 9 Reasons to Smile booklet. So back to you, Pam.
Great, so here's the booklet in case any of you are, hopefully a lot of you are already familiar with it. You've already downloaded it, you have it on your computer, on your phone, maybe you had printed it. But for those that haven't, we'll put a note in the chat box on where to actually download it from our website. So this is what the celebration's about, and this is what we're going to be talking a lot about. And here we'd like to share, Grace, you're going to walk us through the booklet now so people have a little bit of a flavor of all the activities.
Yeah, so the idea behind creating this activity booklet developed at the end of March when COVID-19 started to heavily impact our partners and cleft treatment was put on hold. And so we really wanted to create a resource that partners could share with families and patients at home to help them stay engaged and stay active and to smile. The title, 9 Reasons to Smile, came after the booklet was developed, and we had 9 activities, and I thought these are 9 reasons to smile. So, and if you haven't seen the booklet yet, we will show that now. I think, yep, there we go. So here is the activity booklet and just a few of the activities in the booklet. We can start off with the pizza of happiness, which is, I don't know, Pam, what is happier than pizza?
Nothing. The best. The most happy, the better too.
And so in this activity, the kids can create their own pizza of happiness with their happiness ingredients and also pizza ingredients. And in the end, you have a beautiful pizza of all the things that make you happy and all the yummy ingredients that you love. And then we have the self-esteem word search, which is an empowering word search that has empowering words for the kids to look at and find within this box and find within themselves. And then next we have the hide and seek activity, which is really a lot. It's amazing. I think this one is one of my favorites because it has different positive traits that you can cut out, and a family member or friend can hide around the house, and then the kids can go and search for these positive traits, or they can write their own positive traits about themselves that you can hide around the house. And the point of this one is really that sometimes it's hard to remember. It's hard to remember the best things about ourselves, but these positive traits are always there, and sometimes you just have to look for them. And then we have the garbage to masterpiece. So this one, my mom and I actually created these images of our garbage turned into masterpiece. We have binoculars and a butterfly that we created out of toilet paper rolls. And the value in this project is just being artistic and finding different things around your house that might not have any value, but then turning them in and making them have a special value. And then we have the Harmony in Hand, which introduces the Japanese ancient art of Jinshin Jitsu, which is an art of healing through touch, similar to Reiki or acupressure. And this is really special because it really talks to self-help. And you have your harmony in hand, and on the harmony in hand diagram in Jinshinjutsu, if you're worried, you hold your thumb. If you're fearful or scared, you hold your pointer finger, and then so on. And so if you're feeling these things, this activity is great because it kind of teaches you that you can, hold your thumb and just breathe and sit back and know that you can really help yourself.
And talk about it with your family too.
Sorry?
And talk about it with your family too.
Oh, yeah.
You can have it all do your family together.
Yep. And then we also have the attitude of gratitude letter, which is really great. It kind of, you can think of someone who you're really grateful for or thankful for and share this, send them a letter and let them know why they make you smile. And you can design this letter however you'd like, and just draw pictures for them. And it's great to, it's a really great feeling to let someone know how thankful you are for them.
Great. Thank you. Great. So our long-term goal of this booklet is to make sure that maybe for some children, it's going to be their first introduction to using art. And for other children, it's just a reinforcement of using art and expression as a way to find self-confidence, as to discover their inner confidence, their inner strength, and their health. And it's not just for when times are fun, but also when times are challenging, and then really encouraging them to connect with their families during those challenging times and talk about their emotions and show their art, do the art in these activities together. And why is this so important, especially for children and families affected by cleft? Well, according to UNICEF, when children understand that they are valued and important, they learn to build a foundation for critical thinking and a lifetime love of learning. Self-confidence promotes coping skills, solution finding, and the full potential of every child, regardless of their situation. And at Smile Train, we are dedicated to seeing that every child born with a cleft can reach their full potential. So today, we're going to hear from lots of people across the global development community, the global cleft community, all about the potential impact of art on health. This booklet is an example of that. Also, we want today just inspire people to use the booklet, to tell us ways on how we can improve it, how we can grow it, how we can also scale our similar support programs for families around the world. And we also just hope that you all stay in touch with Smile Train. So thank you so much for tuning in. And here we're going to get started. Without further ado, our first guest, she comes all the way from Geneva, Switzerland. Her name is Isabel Waxmuth, and she's our dear friend. We met her actually not even a year ago in New York when she was visiting for the UN General Assembly event. And we talked about coming together to be able to create art projects and psychosocial support projects for our partner hospitals around the world. And we have been partners ever since. We launched a project called Art Impact for Health together. And she even helped Smile Train participate in the World Health Organization's Walk the Talk virtual event to kick off the World Health Assembly in May 2020. We were actually able to promote this booklet and be a part of that global celebration. So Isabel is just an incredible friend of Smile Train, but she's also a fierce advocate for children, for women, for art, and for health for all. So without further ado, Isabel, please join us to talk to us a little bit more about why art is so important when it comes to health. Hi, Isabel.
Hello everybody. I am Isabel Waxmuth and part of World Health Organization, as Pamela have mentioned very well. And thank you so much for this honor to be today with all of you and for this celebration. I have worked closely with Smile Train over the last year through the Art Impact for Health project, using art as an opportunity to enable Smile Train patients to express themselves and move further along the path towards healing. As a global health advocate and as an artist, I believe that art is an essential part of health and well-being. And for example, for WHO, it is absolutely critical way to promote health for all. It is a way to engage in creative activities as well, this patient, and to reduce stress and anxiety. It helps you to explore and recognize thought and emotion you might not even be aware of. And when you create art with your friends, your family and your community, it is a way to build relationship, share value, and spark dialogue on how we live and what we want to achieve. I believe that the connection that art provides us is essential to achieving universal health coverage, what it is absolutely essential for WHO. And I believe it is essential to living a life of health and happiness. I am so glad to celebrate this activity booklet for families impacted by cleft. And I know that it will be a resource for all families and children to create, to reflect, and to grow. And just to conclude this participation with you, it's to reinforce the fact art is an universal language. Art has no borders and promote diversity in unity. Donc we can create relationship everywhere in this world. It responds to our needs to share, inspire, and transform. It transcends our perceptions and sense to reveal our infinite potential, like Pamela have mentioned that so well before. Thank you so much to be with you, and it is a big happiness for this celebration today from my side and WHO. Thank you so much.
Oh, Pam, I think you're muted.
Oh, thanks, everybody. I wanted to make sure that you all heard the beautiful words from Isabel. Thank you so much for joining us. That was truly beautiful to hear from you personally, and also from your experience with art, and also your experience of seeing firsthand the transformation that art and this type of support can offer families affected by cleft. So thank you, Isabel.
Thank you, Isabel.
Great. Wonderful.
And now we will take a look at some of the children and families who have already begun to use the booklet at home.
Right, we're going to show this awesome video, right, Grace? Here it goes. I love that.
I love that too. It's so incredible to see how many places this booklet has already reached in just 1 month since our launch, and how many more places it has yet to go.
And Grace, how many languages is it in? It's in so many languages.
We have over 15. We have many more languages still coming. We have it in German, Burmese coming, Russian is coming. So it's we're hoping to have it over 20 languages soon, and that's all on our website. And it's been great to get all of the feedback that we've had so far. And we're really excited to receive more photos and videos of the booklet and how it reaches so many more people. So if you're watching today, and if you'd like to share a picture of your child or your family using the booklet, please feel free to send these photos or videos to info@smiletrain.org.
Great. Oh, awesome, Grace. So now we're going to welcome a longtime leader from the global cleft community, and specifically from Smile Train. His name is Dr. Eric Hubley, all the way from Fort Worth, Texas. He's the medical director of the Craniofacial and Cleft Services Program at Cook's Children's Medical Center, and a long-standing member and very active member of the Smile Train Global Medical Advisory Board. We wouldn't be where we are as an organization without him today. So without further ado, Dr. Hubley, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here. And as you can see, I'm on an operative day, so I picked an hour where I could set up the computer to say hi to all of you.
Wow, that's so incredible. Thank you so much for taking time from your busy day to come join us. That's awesome. That's incredible. That's awesome. You've always been an incredible advocate for Smile Train since day one, since really when we were founded in 1999. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And so without taking too much time away from your busy day, we just wanted to ask you to give perspective about a little bit about cleft lip and palate and also the need for comprehensive cleft care. What does that mean?
Well, I think, chiming in a little bit on the artistic approach, I think it's a really important thing to think about, because when we look at children who have a cleft, some people say, well, it's a hole, let's fix it. Well, a child is not a hole. A child is not a cleft. A child is a person. And in recreating that child and helping that child, we're trying to, if you will, make a flower, improve a child to so that they can reach their full potential. And if you look at me, I'm one guy. So can I do all of that? No. When we look at a child who has a cleft, I think it's important everybody understand, yes, the child has a cleft, but that can cause problems with eating, that can cause problems with speech, that can cause problems with hearing. There are psychosocial problems. When we look at a child who has a cleft, that doesn't only affect the child, it affects the mom and dad, brothers and sisters, how they're perceived in school. So there's a lot of other things involved in this. And because of that, good cleft care requires a comprehensive team, a lot of more talented, different people. I can't be expert in everything. So on a cleft team, when I give a lecture, I'll show a list of about 16 to 18 people who may visit you as a cleft patient. And why do we have all those people? Because we want to cover every base. So a child who has a cleft, basically my goal is he goes to school or she goes to school and nobody knows. They just get the chance to lead a normal, happy, productive life. And we hear a lot, it takes a village, but I think cleft care takes a team. We need the dentist, the orthodontist, the surgeon. We need anesthesia. We need specialty hospitals. Again, one thing people forget, children are not little adults. Totally different atmosphere, and we want to relate to that. Also, we're very aggressive at taking care of not only the child, but mom and dad. I'm a dad, and if something went wrong with one of my children, it would drive me crazy. So they need support too, and that's why we have all these members, and they're there not because we like having a lot of people, but because that's what a child needs if he wants to get comprehensive care.
Thank you so much. That's really great examples that they put in, and also tying in the artwork and the whole team together. I'm just wondering, from your perspective with this activity booklet, like what do you think the use of this activity booklet would have on a child and a family to be able to have access to this type of resource and other resources around psychosocial health?
Well, it's interesting. As I was watching you present it, and I have read it, it struck me that it's not just for the child. As I look at it, and thought about it a little bit, I think every one of these events can be done not just by that child, but by a brother, a sister, a family. Because again, all of those people need to recognize their self-worth. Look at the positives. We live in a day and age now where the media will show you something negative any second of the day. I think this is a great way to reinforce for a child and a family, hey, life is good. Let's go out there and live it. And I think we can all learn from that. I would like to have a pizza right now. So we could all be improved by that. So the messaging and the concept of looking for the positive attitude, understanding that we're all unique and special. And that when I say I don't think it's a struggle, but sometimes we forget how blessed we are just to be here and have the chance to move forward in a life. And I think that booklet really emphasizes that. We all have value. We all have special traits. And gosh darn it, we are all lucky to be here. And, I'm lucky to have the two of you.
Well, Dr. We're so lucky to have you join us. Thank you so much. It's really beautiful. And I hope, and everyone that they're treating today at the hospital, they're very lucky to have you there too. So we don't want to keep you away from them any longer. Thank you again for all your leadership and your work with Smile Train. And we'll talk to you soon.
It's been my pleasure, and God bless everybody. Be safe out there.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Awesome. And now we're going to welcome Henry Bador, founder and CEO of Cleft Proud, the largest community and resource for anyone affected by cleft lip and palate. He is a friend of Smile Train, and we are really proud to know him and learn from him and his resources. Henry, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you all for having me.
Hi, Henry.
Hey, everyone. I'll give a little bit of background about myself first. My name is Henry Bador, and I'm the founder of Cleft Proud. I was also born with a bilateral cleft lip and palate. I've had over 15 surgeries related to my cleft. And I founded Cleft Proud back in 2015 after my most major surgery, which caused me to be out of school for about 6 months. I looked for some sort of emotional resource, and I came up empty. So I decided to use my recovery time to create Cleft Proud. As they mentioned, it's almost at 100,000 followers across all social media platforms. So I've been able to see firsthand how the cleft community can build self-esteem online through seeing people like themselves share their stories, challenges, and successes. In addition, knowing that there are others out there who face the same things as they did and got through those challenges and came out stronger has also been really impactful. And lastly, just being able to see people affected smile can change someone's mindset completely. 1 in 700 might not seem like a lot in someone's everyday life because most of us are the only ones affected in our circle of family or friends. But social media allows us all to come together, which is so amazing and can be so impactful for someone affected. And that's why this book is so great, because when people are at home, they can use this book and use it as a way to feel connected to the cleft community. In addition, in this world, awareness and compassion are so important, especially at age, which is why this book is so great. And I also love that it can be used by anyone, not just those affected by cleft, because obviously every single one of us are different in our own ways. With projects like this booklet, we have the opportunity to strengthen ties to those we love while growing our global family of cleft-affected people and others dedicated to health and self-esteem. And I'm so glad Smile Train and Cleft Proud are able to work together to do that. And so with that, I'd like to leave everyone with a couple things. One is, remember that no matter what you look like, whether it's a birth condition, a disability, where you were born, or anything else that makes you different from someone else, embrace those differences because they will only make you and this world stronger. Because being different is a gift, and life will be so much better if we all embrace our differences instead of letting them divide us. Compassion and empathy can be such strong forces in this world, and it doesn't take much to show them. And this booklet is such a great symbol of that. Lastly, take a second to think about the amount of people you will interact with over the course of a day, obviously pre-COVID. Now think about the amount of people you will interact with over the course of a week, a month, and even your lifetime. And now imagine the amount of people we all will interact with combined just from the people watching this. And imagine if we all conveyed empathy and compassion through a simple smile to all of those people. The amount of change that we can all make is unimaginable. So I know it's much harder nowadays, given we're all either inside or outside with masks on. But I still challenge us all to join together and spread smiles as best we can. A smile is a powerful thing. So thank you all for listening and for Smile Train for having me. This book is such a great resource and tool to help highlight everyone's differences, and I couldn't be happier to celebrate it with you all today. Thank you so much.
Wow, Henry, thank you so much. That's such wisdom that you share with us from your experience and your perspective. And I love the lasting words that you give us to guide us forward, really. And I know with COVID, it's a really different situation the way they were able to interact and support one another. But through your example of Cleft Proud, I mean, how people are able to support one another from around the world through online portals, I mean, it's just beautiful. So your example is inspiring to Smile Train. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Whew. All right, these are great guests, huh, Grace?
Yeah.
We still have a great lineup coming, still to come. So thanks everyone for staying tuned in. Again, we still have more wonderful guests. So with that, the next guest in the lineup is from one of our partner hospitals. Camila Osorio, coming from Medellin, Colombia, one of our star partners named Fundación Clínica Noel in Medellin, Colombia. I mentioned that. And this partner of ours has been working with children with cleft and families for more than 100 years. And they are one of the strongest comprehensive cleft care centers around the world. And they offer every aspect of care a child and family could need, of course, including psychosocial support. And that's where Camila comes in. Her and her colleague, Licencia Martha Jaramillo, have been involved with Smile Train for many years. And they actually were with Isabel in Peru at the Art Impact for Health event that you saw the photos about earlier. And Camila also helped Grace initially start to write this activity booklet. So she comes to this session today with wonderful experience and perspective, and we can't wait to hear from her and learn more from her. So without further ado, Camila, please join the stage. And we have some questions for you. Hi, Camila.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Camila.
We're great. Thanks. We're having a lot of fun. It's great to have you here. It's a wonderful lineup of people.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm grateful for this opportunity and this journey that we're on. I love it.
Oh, thanks, Camila. Well, please share more about yourself, about Fundación Clínica Noel, your work with children with clefts.
All right, so a little bit about myself. I'm from Medellin, Colombia. I work at Clínica Noel in Medellin, and I've been there for about 1.5 years. I'm a psychologist. I'm currently doing my master's in children's clinical psychology. So it's been a great way to promote psychology and all this psychosocial work that we do. Working with cleft and families and patients is not just one-time thing. It's a process. So it's beautiful to see the journey of these families when they come, the mothers with the diagnosis or the children or just the whole family. It's just beautiful to see the process there and how far they come along. So it's been a beautiful journey, and I'm proud to be a part of this community.
Awesome. And I know you've already started to put the book into action in Colombia, even amidst the lockdown. Would you mind sharing more about how Clínica Noel and you and your practice have been utilizing the book and what you've seen?
Yeah, so our intention when we first got the opportunity to work with you guys for the booklet was to bring families together. And that's kind of what we've seen in the process. It's been a weird year, like you said, with pandemic and everything. We've lost a lot of face-to-face contact, but that hasn't stopped us to reaching out to the patients and sharing and supporting them all the way, however we can through this virtual time. So with the booklet, I want to share 2 stories that have been really beautiful. And a lot of the guests have mentioned the importance of family and how siblings and everything come together. This booklet is not just for cleft patients or families. It's for everybody that wants to join. So one of the stories is about a boy. He was born with cleft. His name is Lucas, and he has siblings. So his parents, when we gave them the booklet, I told them, tell us about your experience. Tell us about what what Lucas did with the booklet. At the end of the day, they sent me the work of all their kids. I think he has 3 brothers, so it's 4 of them. So they shared all the activities, all the brothers and sisters did it. So it's really beautiful to see and to make emphasis that all the kids can use it. And it doesn't just help one patient, it helps a whole family. And another thing that the mom shared was that the activity, the family meeting. So she shared, they sat down, they made space to work as a family, and they actually have worked through a lot of situations that have been coming up that they weren't aware of. So that just makes, again, emphasis on how important it is to work with your family and to work with kids. Sometimes parents get lost in their days and stuff. So it's important to take the time to sit down with all your children and to work on these abilities. And another one that makes me it's a beautiful story. He was born with cleft too, Santiago, and he did all these activities with his grandma. So another thing that I just want to point out is that there's no age limit. There's no age limit. There's no it's just your imagination can run wild with everyone in the family. So it's just beautiful how this booklet doesn't only just help the patient, it helps the family and the extended family as well. It just brings them close together, which was kind of the intention, and how we just want all the family and all the kids to feel supported. And we believe that through love and art and, family, you can learn and have a healthy life. So that's kind of our goal with the booklet, and we've seen the results.
That's so incredible. And, because one of the activities we didn't show it in the beginning was about bringing together a family meeting. And especially during this super challenging time in our world, of course, this booklet actually is giving people an excuse to come together and talk through all the challenges that are going through their minds, nothing even related to cleft. So That's a great point. Those are great stories, Camila. Do you mind sharing a bit more about the psychosocial support program at Clinica Noel?
Yeah,
which is again one of partner of Smile Train for many years.
Yes, exactly. So we're really, really happy because with the support and help with Smile Train, this year we started our own psychosocial program, which is called Life's Project. So what this project is about, or this intention is about, helping all the families and just not the patients. We start with the mothers that come to the clinic with the first diagnosis. So our first step is help mothers cope with all these feelings, and just not the mom, the dad, the other siblings, grandparents, because it's a different and a difficult situation to embrace. So our project is based on helping mothers all the way through adulthood when the kid is born. So we have different stages and different interventions. And like I said at the beginning, it's not just one-time intervention or just one-time thing. It's a whole process. So it's beautiful to be a part, and it's beautiful to see how far they come along. So it's just, we have different activities, workshops. We have booklets created just for each step of the way. We have, integrated with all the other medical team, surgical doctors, psychologists, dentists, and every other person that's in the group, to support and help all these families all the way through adulthood. So they have a normal life. And one thing that we really make emphasis is that, these kids are born with this condition, but they have a normal life, and they can have any dream, any aspiration, anything they want to do, they can reach it. It doesn't stop them from anything. It's just something that they're born with, but you can cope with it, and you can do so much with it. So it's just beautiful to be a part of the process. And we're really grateful for you guys for giving us the opportunity to be able to complete this process and make it work. And we're seeing beautiful results.
Thank you, Camila. Well, I mean, you all are an example for other partners. We work with more than 1,000 partner hospitals across more than 70 countries actively today. And you all at Clinica Noel are an example for all those centers and how to innovatively grow psychosocial support program that's relative to where you are, that's relative to the families locally, to their culture, and be able to grow that and ask and engage Smile Train for support with it. So it's a pleasure working with you. And like I mentioned earlier, you've been also involved with the Art Impact for Health project with Isabel from the World Health Organization, and we can't wait to help scale all of these projects that really engage the self-esteem and the confidence in our patients, again, all around our psychosocial support programs. Thank you, Camila.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, and that was amazing. It's great to hear from partners about what they're doing, and Camila's just been a huge part of this booklet from the very start. A lot of the activities in this booklet she helped create, and so it's amazing that she's here with us today. And now we will introduce Riley Fruman, a Smile Train student ambassador. The student ambassadors at Smile Train are high school students across the United States who are passionate about making a difference. They support Smile Train's work and are huge advocates for our programs and for those who are born with a cleft lip and palate. We honestly couldn't do what we do without them, and we are really excited to have Riley here with us today. Riley, are you there?
Hi.
There you are. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and what it's like to be a Smile Train ambassador?
Yeah, so I was born with a cleft lip and palate, and I hadn't met anyone who had a cleft lip and palate before I started working with Smile Train. And I originally found out about Smile Train by watching the Smile Pinky documentary. And from that point on, I knew I wanted to help the kids that were like me but didn't have the same resources as me. And so now as a student ambassador, I organize fundraisers and educational events in my community to raise awareness and to raise money for Smile Train so that they can keep helping the kids in developing countries. And I think it's a really great thing that Smile Train is doing, and I'm really excited about this booklet because I wish that I had this booklet when I was a smaller child, and I think it would have been a great thing to do with my family and a great way to build a community that I didn't really have at the time.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. We talked about this a few weeks ago when we first connected, and you know the Smile Train community is so big and so great, and we're so lucky to have you be part of it.
And, you know, and Riley, I'm sure you have so many ideas from your own perspective and also from now your activities as a Smile Train student ambassador. So if we want to create another booklet and under it, you know, we're all ears, and that same thing for all the listeners. We'd love to hear from you and how we can make this booklet even bigger, because it's, you know, it's really a creative and organic process. So thank you so much. Do you have a favorite activity from the booklet?
Yes, my favorite activity is attitude of gratitude, because I feel like during this time that we're all in, it's really easy to forget that we have all of these good things going on, and it makes you sit down and think about all those things and be grateful for them. So
Yeah.
yeah,
We all need to do that, especially during this really particular time. Well, you know, I'm sure your student ambassador activities have changed from last year to this year, but I hope they're able to still keep them up in a virtual and safe way with people in your school community. And thank you so much for all that you've done. And you've created so many smiles for children in other countries. Thank you so much.
thank you for having me.
Thank you, Riley.
Stay in touch. Okay. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right.
So sweet.
She's so sweet. Our last panelists for today are from the Smile Train Cleft Community Advisory Council, or the CCAC. The CCAC is a group of dedicated volunteers who help advance Smile Train's goals by serving in an advisory role. Two of our CCAC members, Chelsea Barato and Jessie Williams, have joined us here today to discuss their personal experiences as mothers of children with cleft and the importance of family support, psychosocial support, and their experiences with the 9 Reasons to Smile booklet. Hi, Chelsea and Jessie. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself or why you joined the CCAC?
Yeah, so I am Chelsea Barato, and I live in upstate New York with my son Luca, who just turned 4. And we've been connected with Smile Train since he was about 6 months old. And it has just been an incredible experience and support for us. I'm a first-time mom, but I also obviously never have had any experience with a child myself with cleft or any other children with cleft prior to this. So it's just been so tremendous to have this support system and resource. And it's why I'm super excited about this new resource and the ones that continue to come out of Smile Train for us. So it's just been really special. And joining the CCAC has just continued that experience for me as well.
Thank you, Chelsea. And for you, Jessie?
Yeah, my name is Jessie. I'm from Springfield, Illinois. So I joined the CCAC a couple of years ago. I have a daughter who is going to be 5 in November that was born with a unilateral cleft lip and palate. We do have a family history of it. So when we found out about it, we went into research mode. And the great thing about Smile Train is it's always been a good resource to help with education and provide us with, you know, the different resources that we needed as we were looking for our cleft care. So as she's starting to get older and starting to realize that she may look a little different, these resources are great to be able to support her and make sure that she is able to express those feelings, but also understand what's going on. And I think as we start to talk about more surgeries, we've been through 3 now, and we've got a few more coming up, that I'm really looking forward to using this booklet to be able to help her get some of those feelings out and be able to feel confident as she goes into those procedures.
Thank you, Jessie. So you both kind of talked about how this booklet is important for your own children, and just like how being a mother, making sure that the importance of just letting your child know that they are beautiful and they are, you know, worthy and competent and are capable. What do you think will the challenges be for? You're both at different stages of being a mother of a child with cleft, but what do you think will the challenges be?
I think for us is the challenges, my next biggest challenge is going to be tackling school. I know school looks a little different right now, especially with the current global situations, but I worry about what happens when you do go to school. Kids are curious and they ask a lot of questions, and sometimes it can come across in a not so nice way. So I think this book will help Brennan as she's, starts entering the school age years, to be able to support her to understand that even though she may look a little different or have a scar or have to have some different procedures that some other kids don't have to have, it'll be able to help support her and give her the confidence to be able to talk and be able to educate her friends on what she's been through. And so that is one of the biggest challenges that honestly I worry about a lot when it comes to school age kids, but hopefully we can, with the love and support and telling her, that she's beautiful and just making her aware of her story, I think will give her the confidence she needs to overcome some of those challenges as we get into those school years.
So Jessie, is she starting kindergarten?
She's not. She's got one more year.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, but she's still in the pre-K. Yeah, but she's
Yeah.
still even the pre-K programs. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a great. I mean, that's a really important age, and she's beginning to, I'm sure, be able to tell that story. And hopefully, Smile Train's here for her to also be able to point to and be able to educate people, help educate people about cleft lip and palate as well. Sorry, I interrupted. I can't help myself. That was good.
Thank you, Jessie. And what about you, Chelsea?
Yeah, I completely agree. My son was in preschool, 3-year-old preschool this year, and we had he had like his special day where he was asked to bring in pictures and items that are special to him. And of course, he ran for a baby picture of him prior to his surgery, because we've done nothing but celebrate and, just talk about how brave he is and what he's been through. And I had this moment where I brought him to school, and somehow I made it through like his very first day of school without crying. And I brought him to school this day, and he's got these pictures and he's got his bucket full of stuff. And I said goodbye to him and handed him over to the teacher, and I just burst into tears. And she looked at me and she's like, "You're not one of my criers. Like, what's happening?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I just feel like I just handed over, my whole heart to this group of 3-year-olds that, just don't know what their words or reactions could mean. You never know what's going to come out of a 3-year-old's mouth." So just feeling like I just, handed that right over. And of course it went fine, and the teacher was wonderful and facilitated this great conversation about Luca's cleft. But definitely as we navigate these years and going forward and kids get, more verbal and curious, I'm again, just so grateful for these resources, because we're going to need them.
Yeah, that's incredible that he's only 3 and is so open to having that conversation and, having a community at school where he's able to feel comfortable and having that. I remember when I was in kindergarten, my mom was my preschool teacher, so I was lucky enough to have her by my side through the 3s and 4s. But my mom, I would be so worried about people looking at my cleft, and I wouldn't know what to say. I just didn't know what to say. I was 5 years old, and she was like, "Grace, your scar is your story starter. That's your story starter, and it leads all the way to your heart." And so, that's the truth, and that's really it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, you two are again inspiring for Smile Train to challenge. So we are inspired to do more of these activity booklets, be better at growing these types of support programs for our families worldwide. The stories that you share with us are probably pretty similar stories of what moms are thinking and worried about next for children halfway around the world. So we just need to continue to be bigger, think better, challenge yourselves to create more of these resources. So thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Do we have any more questions for them, Grace? Do you guys want to share anything?
I don't think so. Do you guys have any last final thoughts or any advice or really anything?
Or your favorite activity book? Favorite
activity.
I would just say my biggest piece of advice is just to keep smiling and keep supporting your babies and children, because they really do have beautiful stories. And as I was looking through the book today, I'm really looking forward to having Brennan complete my unique family portrait, because it's really fun to see their perspective at this age of what people look like and, you know, the things that they like to do. So, you know, we may turn out pink or purple or blue, and you never know what she's going to do. But I think it's really fun to see their imagination come through in this artwork. So I think that'll be something we do very soon.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Jessie. And for you, Chelsea, what was your favorite activity?
We love the gratitude one as well. We're big on gratitude and focusing on what we can be grateful for. Again, like someone else mentioned earlier, especially during these times. But I think it's important, you know, right now he's just turned 4. It's not a lot of things he can understand. But as he grows older, just being, you know, recognizing what the struggle and what, you know, going through these surgeries and going through all this stuff, how that has helped him develop as a person, and overcoming things from literally birth that, you know, it's going to build his character. So we're just trying to focus on all those positive things.
Yeah,
exactly. Your kids are going to be the next leaders in the world, I hope.
That's too.
Great. Wonderful. Well, thank you again for sharing and being so open and being part of our CCAC, but part of our Smile Train family. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. All right. Whew. What a great lineup of speakers today, Grace. I mean, it's so incredible to hear all the different perspectives. We had our medical advisory board member. We had someone from the World Health Organization, that global development type of perspective. Then we went to our partner hospital, and we had actually a child. We also had an adult that has created an organization about this. And then to end with these moms who are trying to support their children as they grow through this journey. It's just incredible. All these different perspectives, and we're all coming together around this activity booklet and what this booklet represents. And so I think for everyone joining today, just so you know, we mentioned this at the beginning, our goal is that this booklet is just a taste of art for children, maybe reinforcing art for some children who already use art as a way for them to find their inner strength, develop their inner strength, their self-esteem, their creativity, so that they know how strong they are and how beautiful they are. And also for Smile Train, to challenge us to grow our psychosocial support programs. So we have more of these types of resources for children, for families, as they grow through their entire continuum of comprehensive cleft care. Thank you everyone for joining in, and I hope that's loud and clear. Please stay in touch with us, and again, share with us your stories of the booklet, and also about how we can improve the booklet, make new resources as time goes on.
Yes, thank you so much for everything, for you, Pam, for everyone that was on here and made this possible. And now we'll repeat the great video of the children that we shared using the booklet one more time as we close out for those who might have joined a little bit late. And again, we encourage you to download the booklet, share your ideas and your experiences, and reach out to us anytime. We'll share and download the link and our contact information and a follow-up email to you all. Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining.